Good evening. Police video has captured a chilling carjacking and acts of extraordinary bravery as strangers came to the rescue of an innocent woman under attack from a gunman. The carjacking came at the end of a crime rampage across a string of suburbs as the wanted man tried to steal another vehicle to escape police.
This is a man who will stop at nothing to get what he wants.
He's pulling the driver out.
Patrick McMillan ambushes a woman in her red Jaguar near Ivanhoe train station.
He's got a handgun out to someone running to assist. He's in the driver's seat. Someone else is jumping into the car. He's trying to pull the occupant out.
Brave bystanders come to her aid.
Got people trying to assist. The gun is on the road, I believe. He's thrown something out. He's got the gun back.
The violence escalates as the woman is thrown onto the road by her hair. Earlier, he'd stolen a red Holden Commodore and was spotted by an off-duty officer driving erratically.
The gates are coming down. He's going to go through them, I'd say.
After stealing the woman's Jag, the erratic driving only escalates. The ice addict, who'd been on a 4-week drug binge, speeds along the emergency lane of the Eastern Freeway.
Yeah, confirm that. Estimate speed to be at least 150 plus.
He uses the cover of the underground car park at Doncaster East Shopping Centre to swipe a different vehicle.
I think he's got another vehicle. Black Mercedes.
McMillan weaves in and out of traffic and onto footpaths.
Going onto the wrong side of the road again here.
He's undeterred by oncoming vehicles, tram tracks and cyclists. McMillan was eventually arrested later that day. He's pleaded guilty to 17 charges relating to the November 2017 rampage. Emily Angwin, 7 News.
Family and friends fear for the life of a second man caught in the line of fire when a nightclub was sprayed with bullets over the weekend. The 28-year-old is clinging to life as police struggle to provide answers on the surge of shootings. Paul Dowsley is outside the nightclub in Paran this evening. Paul, it's a terrible time for the families.
Mitch, there were dozens of friends and family at the Narrawarren South home of victim Aaron Khalid Osmani this morning. They were understandably too upset to speak on camera, but through tears they told me how they're just trying to get through the days one at a time and understand what has happened and why this would even happen to their loved one. And tonight, as the manhunt continues for the gunman responsible, it appears that Aaron might not be the only man on this footpath yesterday morning whose life was ended. Richard Arrow was waiting in the queue outside Love Machine when he was hit by a spray of bullets. The 28-year-old was one of 4 men shot by a gunman in a stolen Porsche. Today, family and friends were at the hospital as he clung to life.
The gentleman who's in a life-threatening condition was still alive just before we came out.
But hours before, rest in peace tributes from friends were being posted online. Your $1 million smile and warm energy was so infectious. Our friend was innocently standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. The club's chief of security says his colleague who died, security guard Aaron Khalid Osmani, was professional, respected and always composed.
As far as getting him to work for you as a guard, you know, he'd be #1 picked every time.
He had been speaking with Aaron less than a minute before he was shot in the face.
Everyone was in a panic and I had no idea until I went back down and unfortunately saw Aaron and a couple other guys on the ground. Terrible. And seeing the family members come in one by one and breaking down in front of you once they heard the news.
Other friends were too scared to show their face.
He was just an absolute gentleman, one of the nicest people. His family need to know he was really adored by so many people.
Aaron's family told 7 News his parents brought him to Australia from Afghanistan in 1996 for a more peaceful life, but that was shattered here yesterday morning, doing the job he loved.
I remain extremely confident we will solve this crime, this horrendous murder.
36 hours later, still no arrests, and police didn't reveal details of any suspects. They say the nightclub's owners insist they have no idea why they would be targeted.
Clearly there is tensions escalating. We think this is quite a specific targeted attack, but we do not understand the motive.
Paul Dowsley, 7 News.
And police today admitted Melbourne has a gun problem, but they're urging the public not to be alarmed. Jodie Lee is at police headquarters this evening. Jodie, they say it's making people feel unsafe, but the question is, what are they going to do about it?
Well, Mitch, the first thing police need to do is catch the men who opened fire on the Love Machine nightclub. They've now admitted more needs to be done to curb gun violence in Victoria, but just what that is isn't clear. Last month, the month of March, was the deadliest for shootings in Victoria in a decade. 5 people were shot in 4 incidents in the space of a fortnight. Police say they can't find links between the incidents, but they are investigating links to organised crime and to rising tensions between rival groups.
Innocent people are being shot, innocent people are being killed.
That's why I plea to family and friends of those involved to provide us with information to help your loved one from not escalating this.
If Victoria Police make a request around the laws or the resources, then we're absolutely up for responding to that.
Now the biggest fear is that more innocent people will be caught in the crossfire, Mitch.
A nightclub patron who was gunned down outside a Paran nightclub has told 9 News he played dead after being shot in the arm. Ali Shahani was lining up to enter the Love Machine when he was struck in the hail of bullets. He spoke exclusively to Neri Tai.
Ali Shahani will never forget the moment he was nearly killed in a drive-by shooting.
It was just like a war zone. I've never experienced this in my life.
The 26-year-old was lining up at Love Machine when he was struck by a hail of bullets. So terrified, Ali played dead.
I thought they were going to continue shooting, so I just thought that I just should stay on the floor and, pretend sort of dead.
As he hit the ground, he saw Aaron Khalid Osmani get shot in the face.
They just got shot in front of me. Aaron looked at me in my face before he fell down to the floor. I see the blood all over his face.
The 37-year-old bouncer from Narre Warren later died in hospital.
It's a shame we had to lose these beautiful souls. It's a really, really big shame.
28-year-old Richard Arrow was also critically wounded. He was rushed to the Alfred, where he is still clinging to life.
My thoughts and prayers to all those affected. I mean, Richard, I don't know him, seemed like a beautiful guy.
Security guard James Tuitufu also copped a bullet to the leg, while the attackers fled in a stolen Porsche, later found torched in Wollert. Ali was treated by paramedics and sent home. He later drove himself to the Northern Hospital, where he underwent surgery to remove a bullet from his arm.
There's 2 bones for the forearm, and the bullet hit one of the bones.
Police are now probing whether the fatal shooting is linked to recent extortion attempts by rival outlaw motorcycle groups at both Love Machine and Lux nightclub.
Clearly there is tensions escalating. We think this is quite a specific targeted attack, but we do not understand the motive nor the people that are involved in it at this point in time.
It's the 6th fatal shooting in Melbourne in just over 6 weeks.
I plea to family and friends of those involved to provide us with information to help your loved one from not escalating this.
Where are they getting all the weapons from? Like, people are going for a drink to have fun with their friends, and then, they just, some of them return home, some of them don't. Is that how Melbourne is nowadays?
And we're live now to Neri Tai at police headquarters. Neri, you have new information on the investigation.
That's right, Pete. We now know that the Porsche was stolen from a property in Dandenong last month, and 9 News understands that that thief who stole that vehicle has since been arrested. Detectives are obviously probing bikie links in relation to this fatal shooting and also Middle Eastern crime figures. I've been told that the owners at that nightclub are cooperating with investigators, and there's extensive CCTV footage from inside and outside of the venue to go through to see who was there earlier on the night. Pete?
Neri Tai reporting. Terrifying footage has been released by the county court of a gun-wielding fugitive leading police on a 90-minute pursuit across the northern and western suburbs. During the incident, the ice addict attempts to carjack a woman by dragging her by the hair. Karianne Greenbank reports.
Apollo 30's now pulled out onto the wrong side of the road.
After leading police on a chase through Melbourne suburbs, this was the moment Patrick McMillan carried out a frightening carjacking, pulling a handgun and running towards a red Jaguar in Ivanhoe. The female driver fights back, throwing her keys onto the road.
He's trying to pull the occupant out. He's thrown the gun. Someone has thrown the gun. Now's the time for units to move in.
But after snatching the keys, McMillan grabs the woman by her hair and hurls her onto the street.
Yeah, he's forcibly removed the victim out of the vehicle at that point.
Witnesses try to help, scrambling to dodge his gun, but after reversing into another car, the thief drives off. The Jaguar, just one of a number of vehicles he would steal during his 90-minute run from the law.
He's got a handgun out towards someone that's running to assist.
In the Jaguar, McMillan hit speeds of more than 200 kilometres an hour in emergency lanes. In a stolen red Holden, he repeatedly drives on the wrong side of the road, at one stage straight through train boom gates. Minutes earlier, the court heard he'd held his gun to the head of an off-duty police officer who'd been following him. Then, after stealing a grey Mercedes, McMillan starts driving on footpaths and along tram lines, narrowly avoiding a bus and hitting at least one car as he squeezes through traffic. After being arrested here in this Glenroy driveway, the 34-year-old told police he'd been on a 3-week bender after taking ice, GHB, cocaine and alcohol. He's now pleaded guilty to 17 charges. The crimes caught on camera were part of a string of offences in late 2017. McMillan is yet to be sentenced. Kari-Ann Greenbank, 9 News.